Hi, everyone. Mike Doloff, Inflow Communications. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer. I have with me today Chris Riccio, our Director of Contact Center and Advanced Applications. We're going to be chatting today about a topic that's pretty important, actually. This is some, I would say, semi-breaking news around this. We've got a lot of customers that are going to hear this term in the next couple of weeks, months, years, and we want to explain what it is, what product it is, why it should be relevant to them. So what I'm going to talk about first is what is the Mitel Contact Center MiCC business product. What is it, and why should it matter to you if you're a current ShoreTel Mitel customer? So the product MiCC Business is a product that Mitel's had around in their portfolio for quite a number of years. It's been OEM'd for many years as a Prairie Fire product, and they acquired that company, brought it in, and it's been used on many Mitel platforms for the past couple of years. Why we're talking about it today is we have obviously a lot of ShoreTel Mitel customers and organizations we work with that use, from the ShoreTel side, ShoreTel's Enterprise Contact Center ECC product, right? It's the step up from the PBX features to enhance the contact center, to put in a true contact center platform. It's been around for a number of years. There hasn't been a lot of development and growth on the product for the past number of years. And the question that we've been asking and our customers have been asking is, what's the plan? What's the future? Well, the plan is that to have the MiCC business product work on the ShoreTel MyVoice Connect product line. So taking this existing robust contact center solution and making it work on the ShoreTel PBX platform, basically going forward. That's what's coming out this month. It's kind of a first pass at that. That's some exciting and interesting news. Really, this is the platform that customers who have Enterprise Contact Center ECC or Connect Contact Center CCC, these products will transition over time to really or the customers that want to stay with the Mitel product line for contact center, if they're on ShoreTel Mitel, will go to the MiCC Business. I know that's a lot of moving pieces and parts, but basically MiCC Business is kind of the go-forward platform for a large portion of Mitel's customer base for premises contact center solutions. And then there are a lot of more details we'll be sharing on this, but there's a program to kind of take your ECC licensing investment there and really migrate that over into this new solution. So that's some basic details around it. What I want to do is I brought Chris on for not to hear me talk. I want to hear him. Chris has spent some time with the product, knows the contact center landscape really well. And Chris, what are some of the key differences that MiCC Business has over ECC? You're familiar with both of the products. Share some insights, if you will.
Sure. So I'll start by saying this. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm a harsh critic of contact center solutions, and most notably, it's from my experience of being a user. And the average user in the contact center, and I mean the supervisor or the administrator, isn't somebody who has to be a technically savvy person. So whenever I look at contact center offerings, my number one item that I look at is usability. How easy is it to use for the novice? And I was pleasantly surprised. I never know what to expect when I'm looking at a product, but I do understand where the world has come from, having spent many years in the contact center space myself. So I was pleasantly surprised. Some of the things they do fairly well. When I'm looking at Enterprise Contact Center or the old ECC product with ShoreTel, which I've always been a fan of that, just because from its simplistic point of view and how it laid the foundation for contact center, it really had some golden nuggets in it. And I think that from my days when I was at ShoreTel, ultimately coming to Inflow, that I was able to identify some golden nuggets that really helped accelerate the customer's contact center. And it's some of those pieces that I continue to look for in a new contact center solution. And with MiCC, some of the things they do better, MiCC does multimedia, multi-channel in a much more elegant, easy way. The transition isn't nearly as rough. So for those of you that are familiar with the product on ECC, getting multi-channel, it sort of drops off at email and web chat, and there's now an emergence of SMS and texting. And any solution that doesn't offer texting today is way behind the 8 ball in terms of being able to maintain momentum with what's happening in just a customer base these days. And so the ability to have SMS chat inside the contact center is actually really well done. Configuration is pretty easy. It's a drop-down, point-and-click sort of mentality. There's a little bit of setup when you talk about the two separate channels, but not an exceptional amount of setup. So that bodes well. Another interesting concept that they offer from a multi-channel perspective is something called open media. Open media is the ability to add other interesting channels that may be productive for a contact center. And so I'll just stop there because I felt that that was really interesting. Some folks are looking at contact center not in just the phone call and email anymore. There's so much more going on with texting. Social media is one aspect of it, but also just sheer document handling. There's a lot of contact centers that do an inordinate amount of document processing. And even though that document processing was always handled outside the perspective of contact center, because everyone's focused on the customer experience, having a play to bring in other media channels into the contact center is a very smart move. And in MiCC, you have an additional channel for open media, which allows you to bring in, I'm just going to give some examples of voice, document processing, things that will be delivered to representatives so that they don't just get lost on a back shelf somewhere. So I thought that was a pretty intelligent maneuver on their part to have those pieces lined up and served up for the users in the contact center who haven't necessarily had the opportunity to go in that direction. Now I know with ECC, some folks say, yeah, you can do texting with it. You can, but you can't. Most people will do texting over email, which is not a real-time communication medium. So I'll stop there. I thought I was pleasantly surprised at what they could offer, and the multi-channel piece was a critical piece, I think.
That's great. Yeah, it's certainly something that customers of all shapes and sizes are looking at. Is, you know, what are other channels they should be offering or customers are asking for offering. So good to hear that there are some great strides there. Chris, what would you say would be some kind of guidance or advice for if you're a current administrator or customer using Enterprise Contact Center today with this change of MiCC Business really becoming or being announced shortly as kind of the go forward for premises contact center? What kind of advice would you have for folks in that position that have that ECC deployment today?
Well, so that's an interesting question because everybody in the landscape and contact center is talking about cloud-based products and where you go from that perspective. But quite frankly, not everyone is ready to make that migration. Some folks will relegate the desire not to go cloud because of security concerns, et cetera. But there are plenty of applications out there that support cloud migrations for contact center. But if you happen to be that customer who's not quite ready to make that leap, my suggestion would be, from a short-tail Mitel perspective, take a look at the application that we're talking about, MiCC, see how it compares to what you do. Talking a little bit more about some of the things and advantages that I felt were really advantageous to MiCC was that the key pieces I look for: variable data, how customizable is it? They have a lot of really well built-in strategic things that just make sense. They have a lot of common sense things, such as, if I'm navigating a menu tree, can I go back to the last menu option chosen? It's just ease of use. So if you're looking to go for and figure out where you're going to go next from ECC, and you have your sights on a premise-based solution, don't discount MiCC just yet. I think if you spend some time with it, took a good global look at it, you'd find that it would give you just enough to advance your technology while still giving you the comfort of maintaining the premise-based solution that you probably already have that level of comfort with ECC today.
That's great, Chris. Well, I'm definitely excited. This is some, I think, pretty good news. Lots more details to share. What we plan on doing is, this is just a kind of quick intro for everybody watching this. Stay tuned for an upcoming webinar. We're going to dive deeper. We're going to share more details. Certainly, I think Mitel's done a really good job of understanding that there's a lot of customers that have an investment in their contact center technology and helping them get some additional doors opened to MiCC Business in a way that's, I think, fairly painless from license migration standpoint. So more details to share on that. Look for this webinar coming up soon. Thanks for tuning in as always. Hope you have a great rest of your day.